Hi, my name is Srikanth. Today we are going to see how to configure RIP version 2 on Cisco routers. For this demonstration I am using GNS3. I'm using 4 routers in this topology, 1, 2, 3 and 4, but out of 4 I'm going to use only 2 routers for this uh, RIP version 2 demonstration. Uh, the difference between RIP version 2 and RIP version 1 are in the RIP version 1 send updates or send requests using a broadcast address. The RIP version 2 will send and receive will send updates and send requests using multicast address, which is 224.0.0.9. And I'm using 2 routers, as I said, router 1 and router 2. And then router 1, if you see, I have the networks. For serial 0/0 it is 192.168.12.1, and for loopback 1 and 1.1.1.1 and loopback 2 1.1.2.1. These loopbacks I'm just advertising to the neighbor, to router 2 using RIP version 2. Command is router RIP version 2. If you are not specifying any version command here, by default it will use version 1. So that means for if you want to use version 1, you don't need to type version 1 because it's enabled by default. And you have to give the network commands on which interfaces that you want to enable RIP. You see this actually some debug for RIP is running behind. I just stopped it, but if you see that it is sending a build update for 1.0.0.0 and 1.1.2.0 1.1.1.0/24, but I didn't enable 1.1.2.0/24. If you see, sorry, if you see, I just enabled only for 1.1.1.0. That is the command I have used. You see, but it automatically take the major network address for this and it's adding here. That means it's automatically enabled on both my loopback interfaces. How will we verify this? How will we verify also the router RIP? The RIP is enabled on the router. The command that you want to use is show IP protocols. It will say that the RIP is running, and it is running on the interfaces serial 0/0, loopback 1 and loopback 2, and it is routing for the networks 1.0.0, 192.168.12.0. Okay, so the distance, the default is 120, and as you already know, it uses the multicast 224.0.0.9, and it uses UDP protocol 520. And here are the timers. The updates will send every 30 seconds, and invalid is after 180 seconds. Say suppose router 2 does not receive any updates from router 1. In it, the router 2 routing table says the particular route is invalid after 180 seconds, and also hold down after 180 seconds, and it will be flushed from the routing table after 240 seconds if it doesn't hear any update from router 1. Let me just go and do the same thing here. On router 2 I have serial 0/0 interface, which is running 192.168.12.2, and the loopbacks I'm just advertising it, the 2.2.1.1.1. So these are the networks. Now you see, after this I do not have any option. So the only option with the RIP that I have is I can just send the major network information using my RIP updates. I don't know, I don't need to do for this because it will be automatically done, but still it will accept the command if I want to enable this. Now we will check show IP show IP protocols. See, the RIP is running, and it's running on interfaces serial 0/0, loopback 0, loopback 1, and it's routing for the networks 2 and 192.168.12.0. Now we will verify in the routing table whether I received. See, these are my connected links. The R says these are the networks that I received via RIP. If you see the codes here, attributes, R is RIP, and I received 1.0.0.0/8, but I didn't receive it individually, right? What if I want to receive individual networks? What you can do? Let us check on router 1 also before going to do that. So what it is doing is exactly it is summarizing the networks, and it is sending the major network update to the other RIP version 2 router, in this case router 2. So IP route, I want to check whether I received networks from router 2. Yes, I received as 2.0.0/8. And what I'm going to do is, now under router RIP, now auto summary. So I don't want to summarize my routes so that I can send I don't want to summarize my networks so that I can send whatever the interfaces has been assigned. So IP route, still I am receiving a summarized route because I haven't given the command no auto summary on router 2. But let us look at R2. Now you see, I have received the individual networks 1.1.1.0/24, 1.1.2.0/24, and it is also saying here I have a network with /8 going there, but I have also individual networks here. If you want to do that, and also router 2, now if you check on R1, you will receive individual. I think it's not yet sent any update. Now you see I got it. The delay for this is actually the update timer. It will send updates every 30 seconds. So here is the delay. So now I'm receiving individual networks for 2.2.1.0 and 2.2.2.0.